Hello.
Oh, happy birthday, Timothy.
Oh, thank you.
You bet.
Hooray.
Sorry.
That was actually the first thing. It's the first thing I've written in my notes. I was going to say that.
Oh, okay.
But welcome.
Save it for the stream.
We're streaming right now. Is the thing.
Oh.
There it is.
Done. Welcome to Stars Without Number character creation. We're going to create some characters today. So this is a new system to us, but it is not a new system in general. The revised edition, I think, came out in 2017. But yeah. So first things first, happy birthday, Timothy.
Thank
Happy birthday.
you. Yay. Happy to be alive.
à toi.
French. That's right.
So Stars Without Number is a science fiction game set in the far future where faster than light travel and psychics are real, and humanity has expanded far beyond the Milky Way, or the solar system. More accurately, the solar system. So some quick setting information. Faster than light travel was discovered in 2108. If you've seen the movie Star Trek First Contact, it's just that. Minus the Borg. It's just...
Just the good stuff.
I always forget his name.
It's just James Cromwell.
It's just James Cromwell being drunk in a silo. So he invents something called the spike drive, which is you essentially go into a side dimension where you can still see planets and stars, and they have navigational impacts. So you don't just hop from one point to the other. You still have to navigate and find safe space lanes, but you're going faster than light. In 2200, there was the first real wave of colonization. In 2240, psychics start appearing. And if they don't get trained in psychic powers, they blow out their own brains. In 2315, they invent jump gates, which are better than spike drives. And in 2665, there is something called the Scream, and no one knows what it is, but every psychic dies, and all the jump gates fail. The game takes place in 3200, so it's been about 600 years. Populations have recovered somewhat. They have not reached the height of technology that there was before the Scream, but psychics are back. Faster than light travel still exists. They just have to use spike drives, not jump gates. And generally things are being rebuilt. So that's real basic stuff. When we would actually play this game, I would tell you more about kind of the stuff that I'm adding to it, stuff that you guys want to add to it. So let's make characters.
And what are some of your base inspirations going into this?
I did. Thank you, Marty, because I meant to ask you all what your inspirations are as well. Personally, for this kind of game, my biggest inspirations are John Scalzi's Collapsing Empire, Red Mars and Green Mars by Kim Stanley Robinson. I haven't read Blue Mars yet because it's just too weird.
The slog.
Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and I feel like there was another one. Oh, Mobile Suit Gundam. Mecha are important, and they are definitely around.
Yes!
But also, the other part of Mobile Suit Gundam of War is Hell, it just fucks everying up. It doesn't solve anything.
Scars teenagers.
Yes. Who may or may not be psychic. They are.
Get in the robot!
So, real quick, everyone has a different connection to science fiction. You might like movies, video games, books. Liz, what do you like in science fiction that we could build around in this space? No pun intended.
I always weirdos. So the ones I remember growing up was Star Trek DS9, even though I hated it because my brother would keep it on way past my bedtime. and you don't really want to see Armin Shimon's face as Quark, like at 11 o'clock at night when you're trying to sleep.
It's nightmare fuel.
Yeah. But I also really liked Farscape. And Cowboy Bebop was one of the first ones I did, is anime. And Trigun, and I guess Guardians of the Galaxy, which is basically Farscape, but with not as many puppets.
A severe lack of puppets, in my opinion.
Yeah, shots fired, James Gunn. More puppets.
I mean, IO9 did a whole article about how, Guardians of the Galaxy is basically Farscape, and they had like Ben Browder be like, James Gunn told me that he just basically based it off of Farscape, and then gave him a role in the second movie to be like, sorry.
I guess that's okay. Still feels a little shitty, but sure. Okay, awesome. Marty.
Cha. I'm touch and go with sci-fi a lot, but I certainly have some pedigree in it. Back to original Trek, but when I think of sci-fi, and what I'm probably most interested in exploring is, like Mass Effect, Babylon 5 references that only I get. Let's see what else is Macross, any of the Robotech series is always a big one for me as far as big space military and fighting forces stronger than you. I like Firefly for lived in more than anything else. That's kind of my gamut.
Okay. Timothy.
Hi. I would say the first stuff that I got into was like original Trek. I was a big Spock head. So definitely an influence for me growing up. Continues to be. I got way into Star Wars as well. The sort of, it's like sci-fi, but there's also fantasy elements in it too, space magic, that kind of stuff. I'm a huge comics head, as many of you know, and the whole cosmic side of comics has always appealed to me, like Silver Surfer and Lilandra. I also read Dune. Dune was heavily in all of that, again, sort of more space magic and the way the ships would navigate, the spice, the mystery of it all really appealed to me. So it wasn't just like our world, but futurized. There's also other weird races and organizations like the Bene Gesserit, the Bene Tlilocs, and all those organizations were cool. And then there's the last one I'm going to say is Julian May is an author who wrote a series called the Saga of the Pliocene Exiles, which involves sort of far future sort of blending with far past, where she conceives of a future where there's this sort of galactic sort of group of beings that do something called the Great Intervention. They sort of get in the way of humans destroying themselves, and they sort of go, okay, we're going to try and shepherd you, kind of the way the Vulcans were with the First Contact thing. But at some point, there's a scientist who discovers a gate to the past. And a lot of people find that they can't deal with this sort of high, suddenly all these races and all this kind of stuff. And they want to go to the past, so they go to the past. And then there's this whole other thing with alien races in our Earth's past, actually influencing our cultural mythology. It's an amazing series of books. So that's sort of my influences.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And Dan.
Dan, you're muted.
Muted.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, well, no, that was actually it. No, I'm kidding. I admit I don't have as much of a background with sci-fi as some of the other people here. The ones, I guess, that I can name off the top of my head, probably as silly as it sounds, Gurren Lagann and Stellaris, the video game, are the first two things that came to mind.
That counts.
Yeah.
And I also tried to make a sci-fi universe when I was like 14, and it wasn't that good.
Hey, you tried. That's what's important. And I'm not.
It turned up
being
just
sarcastic
being
or
Mass
anything.
Effect.
Yeah. Hey, you got there first? Maybe no, probably not.
No, I'm only 22.
Yeah. I had to remember. Well, I had to remember how old the first Mass Effect game was, and that made me feel old. But okay, cool. So let's go through character creation.
That's dude.
So everybody get 3d6.
The old ways.
The old ways.
These really are the old ways.
Merciless old ways.
In order, right?
In order. So everybody rolls
Nice.
3d6 and assign them to.
Ooh,
Go
nice.
Keep
Strength-
rolling them.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's not good.
Strength, Dex, Con, Int, Whiz, and Charisma.
Whoa. Shit. Know where my dump stats showed up. First roll. No secrets. How
That's
are
not
we
good.
what's our format? Does it matter? Are we having the modifier and the hexagon? Whatever it's that.
Yeah, I'll talk about modifiers in a second because they are different than in 5th edition.
Yeah, I see.
They are a lot worse.
8. Right. Okay. Boom. Come on.
Oh, double deer.
Double deer.
Man, it's not
That's
what I
not very
envisioned.
good.
I wasn't even trying to
Oh
envision
dear.
anything.
They just keep getting worse. They keep
Yeah.
getting worse.
Mine keep going up. Hopefully it works that way.
Oh no.
Oh, wow. It did work that way. Cool.
This is not a good array.
You're making Ray?
Awesome.
Oh, I said not a good array.
Oh, I thought you said
Sorry.
Ray, like you're doing Ray Skywalker, whatever her last name is going to turn out to be.
So,
Totally not Skywalker.
you can take one of your stats, throw it away, and replace it with a 14.
That's
Dude.
good to know.
Which it sounds like might be necessary for some people.
Yeah, the highest I got was a 13.
Oh dear.
I got a 16 intelligence naturally, which is pretty awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was surprised. Okay, I'm probably gonna throw out my dex then, because I have a 9. Do you want us to tell you what we got at a certain time when we're ready, or should we make our adjustments and then tell you what we adjusted?
Yeah, make your adjustments and then we'll go through. So,
Literally not sure what I want to adjust yet.
Well, right, because I'm
Yeah.
wondering how the attributes affect. I'm being a little metagamey, I guess.
so sorry, what's your question?
Just what attribute to make the ringer attribute? You know.
So this game is a little flexible. Most things can be done with 2 different attributes.
Oh, cool.
So for instance, evasion, when you calculate your evasion save, it's the better of your dex or intelligence.
So it's like the sort of 4E groupings that they did
A
for
little-
the
yeah.
different savings, rather
So-
defenses they had.
So if you can make an argument for it, it'll probably come up. Like
Right.
if you're like, I want to take stab, but I'm good at stabbing in a dexterous way. Yeah. I'm taking stab, but I'm super strong. Okay, cool.
Okay, I see.
Gunfire
Cool.
is probably going to be dex. Like certain things are going to kind of be their D&D equivalent, because I know everyone here is familiar with D&D.
Right.
But there is some flexibility.
Oh, I actually only got 1 negative modifier. This is actually a pretty decent array.
And that's the other thing. There's a huge chunk of numbers that just have no modifier. And that's pretty good in this system.
Right. Yeah.
Because all of your skills, and we'll talk about this in a second, start at -1. Because
Right.
if you don't know how to fly a spaceship and you try and fly a spaceship, you're going to mess it up and crash that spaceship.
Yeah.
And that's how you learn.
Yep.
And Constitution affects your health, right?
It does, which we'll also talk about in a second. Your health will be garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at that in the very first beginning of the chapter.
It will get slightly better, but slightly. This game is crazy deadly. If you get shot with a laser, you're probably going to die.
It's like real life, right?
Try not to get shot with lasers.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Make a note.
Now,
You know
if
what?
you're-
I've been living my life not getting shot by lasers. It's been working out pretty well for me.
And you're still here.
Yeah.
But Dan, how often are you in the passive lasers? That's the question.
You'd be surprised.
I probably would. I want to hear.
Hamilton's a
Surprising.
very dangerous place.
Where?
Hamilton. We're in Canada. You see, we don't have as many guns here, so that's the loophole they use. It's just lasers.
It's a slug thrower. It's not technically a gun. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Liz, what did your stats end up being?
I got a 9 for strength, a 9 for dex, a 12 for con. I rolled a 7 for intelligence. That's the one I replaced with a 14.
That's smart.
And an 8 wisdom and a 13 charisma.
Okay, so this is really easy. All of your stats are +0 except for intelligence, which is +1.
Nice.
Which is pretty solid. You don't have any negatives. You don't have anything terrible. Yeah, you were all around a solid space person.
And you're kind of smart.
Yeah, and you're pretty smart.
Yep.
You're. That's the one thing you got. You're sharp.
I'm a space accountant.
Yeah, you could be.
And you can be.
Because there's a skill for it.
I love it.
Marty, it sounded like you did not have a very good time rolling numbers.
No, it surprised me right away, and I was really prepared to be like, oh, I'm trying not to get locked into something. I literally want to discover my character. That's the benefit of the roll and order system is, oh, now I know who I am. I don't know who I am. So and I haven't replaced one yet. I'm kind of holding that right now to see.
Well, the other interesting thing about this system is, well, there's two things that I want to say. One, to help you decide, you could roll randomly your background. It's a D20 roll. There's 20 backgrounds. So if you're like, I have no idea what I am, D20, I was a pilot. Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing is,
I might.
The other thing is, you don't necessarily have to be, quote unquote, the best at the thing you're good at, because when you pick all your skills, you've trained to be that. You might have not been inherently the best pilot in the world, but you worked your ass off to get that +2. You're fighting against your clumsiness or whatever, or your kind of your lack of natural born intelligence, but no, you trained really hard and you're gonna do it.
Yeah, that's a good system. All right, so I am strength 14.
Okay.
Dex 9, Con 9, Int 11, Wiz 14, Charisma 10.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
14's pretty good, I would say. That's
Especially
pretty
when you can
but
replace one of them with one of the 9s with a 14.
yeah, or like if you were saying that you can kind of do Dex or Int for like evasion stuff, do I want to be smarter? So I'm starting to get some of the edge pieces put into the puzzle, but if I can, I'd like to hold back on which one I bump, because hey, a 14 con is going to be good all the time.
Yeah.
But maybe I make, maybe charisma makes more sense later, or Dex or something. So yeah, if you don't mind, I want to hold on to what I sub.
We'll come back to Marty. Timothy.
I rolled an 8 strength, a 9 dex, a 12 con, a 16 intelligence,
Okay.
a 10 wisdom, and a 10 charisma. And I was thinking of replacing the charisma with my 14.
Okay.
But how does charisma? I'm interested in creating a psychic character. So is that wise then to up my charisma, or does it matter? I mean, I was listening to what you were saying about the skill bonus and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, let me double check, but I'm pretty sure psychics can use intelligence, wisdom, or charisma.
So it's one of the social stats. So if I have intelligence, I could probably let my charisma stay at 10 and like swap out my dex or something.
Yeah, hold on. Let me
Or my strength.
double check
'Cause
that.
Again, just from and Adam Coble didn't go into it too much, but like, yeah, you can be like the perfect mind and body psychic. You can be the telekinetic. You can be the, like, depending on the kind of psychic abilities you have.
Right.
I'm looking at that biopsionic skill, and it's kind of just.
Okay, it does look like psychics tend to use wisdom as their
Ooh,
wisdom or constitution.
interesting. Okay.
But it's a lot of the constitution seems to be for like when Jean Grey has to push herself too far and she's struggling, or 11 in Stranger Things. You are enduring your mind straining at its most base capacity.
And considering
That's rad.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Liz.
I'm sorry, and considering the fact that psychics' brains tend to explode when untrained, it might be a good idea to have that.
Well, I already have a 12 con. I mean, I could. Is that like that's plus?
12
That's
cons
0.
average. Yeah.
14 would be +1. So
Mhm.
if I lose my 12 and make that a 14.
The other thing about psychics is there are rules where you can purposefully push yourself too far and you will permanently lose stats, but you achieve like amazing things. Like you go full
Right.
Dark Phoenix, but that has a permanent effect on you.
Right, then I'm full vegetable tray.
You can become
Yeah.
you can become a feral psychic and then you become an NPC.
Oh dear.
That's cool. So, but wisdom, huh? I mean, I could do that too. Con 12 is okay.
Mhm.
If I jack up my wisdom, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to keep my charisma at 10, my con, the weight is at 12, and I'm going to make my 10 wisdom a 14.
Oh, the other thing I should have said before, there is another way to increase your stats in character creation. If you roll on your background's one of their skill trees, it's possible to get a couple bonuses.
Right.
It's
And we're going to get to that stage
Yeah.
later, right?
so you're relying on fate, but you can. I'll explain it then. But you can kind of bet on it.
Oh, right. I looked at the error. It's like 4, 5, 6 out of 8 or something.
Yeah,
It's like
and
something
you can
like that.
roll on
It's
it
like the
3
middle.
times essentially.
Yeah. You have 3 chances out of 6 or something.
So once again, Timothy's character is all around pretty solid. He's got 2 +1s and 4 zeros.
Right.
Dan.
I rolled a 15 for strength, so swole, relatively swole.
Swole boy.
No, I don't want to say swole AF because that would be like 18 or higher. But Dex 12, Constitution 9, Intelligence 8, Wisdom 5, and Charisma 11.
So you're
And-
a Klingon.
You're a
We
bit
found the
Klingon-y.
Klingon.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I am a bit Klingon-y, but I already had kind of a character idea, and this is like the array that I have, and I haven't used my 14 yet. The array that I have here is, in a way, kind of what I wanted.
Okay.
So I'm going to... Sorry.
No problem.
I'm going to swap that 5 in wisdom out for a 14, so I will have a +1 to strength and wisdom and neutral on everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody's rolling pretty good characters.
I'd say so.
And that's the benefit of that. You get to change one, because when you get a 5 or a 3, you're like, cool, I did not want to play a psycho, so I'm going to change that to a 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, see, I like that the lowest modifier you can get is like -2, because it kind of it works in real life where it's sort of a bell curve where most people are like you can still function even if you're not great at stuff. It's fine. I'm bad at, I don't know, shuffleboard was the first thing that came to mind for some reason. I could still probably play it.
And it's interesting that you used the word bell curve, because that is the exact word the designer used when he was talking about the skill system.
All right,
because
cool.
it is, unlike D&D, when you roll for skills, you roll D6s. So you roll 2d6. So it's more of a bell curve than as swingy as a D20 is.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
I admit I like that design choice very much.
I do as well. I have not fully dived real deep into the system, but I really, really like the parts of it I've explored.
Yeah.
I am as well. So
Okay.
thank you, Andy, for bringing this to us.
Of course.
For bringing this to our attention.
And I'll talk about where you can pick up your own copy at the end of the episode.
I was going to ask you, actually.
I like leaving it to the end. They have to stay to the
They have
end.
to stay
Good.
to the end.
Good button. Good button.
Okay, so next up is backgrounds. So there are 20 different backgrounds you can select. They are, again, if you're familiar with D&D, they're pretty close to D&D backgrounds. So to list them off real quick, it's barbarian, clergy, courtesan, criminal, dilettante, entertainer, merchant, noble, official, peasant, physician, pilot, politician, scholar, soldier, spacer, technician, thug, vagabond, and worker.
Oh man, them's is good choices.
So feel free to select one, or if you have no idea who your character is yet, roll a d20 and maybe that'll decide for you.
I think I'm gonna go with physician.
Physician, cool.
Yeah, because like I said, I've had that idea for a while, and I've kind of been wanting to explore it a little. So yeah, I can heal you. Yay!
I still think I spelled that wrong, but that's fine. It's my notes. Nobody else cares. Anybody else? Anything jump out at them or want to roll?
I was thinking pilot.
Pilot, cool.
Yeah. I'm not very dexterous or strong, so I'm just going to sit in the cockpit and not worry about anything.
I flip
like
a switch and somebody blows up. That's all I need to worry about.
Yep.
And if anime's taught us anything, we need teenagers to fly all of our spacecraft.
Yeah. And all missiles go like this for some reason.
Yeah. Well, otherwise, you don't want to run into them after you fire them.
You know what? That's real smart.
Also,
Yeah.
missiles,
Head, Andy.
Sorry,
for some
Andy.
reason, only detonate on impact. There's no such thing as a remote. They don't exist.
Why would you need it?
Exactly. It just, everything detonates on impact. That's the smart and safe way to do everything.
Yeah.
Opening the wrong window.
This impact-sensitive missile can fit so many explosives in it. Pat, pat, pat.
Is there a list 1 through 20 at the top of that? There is. I can look at it. Okay. Entertainer. Artful and beguiling.
Yes.
Okay. So that's background.
Man, you're just gonna end up with Storm of Stars, aren't you?
Yeah.
Space cat around town. Storm of Stars.
Hey, man, we don't have a bard. I don't
Storm
think.
of stars without number.
Storm of Stars.
We did it, everybody.
Boom.
Banner comes down. Confetti.
I don't want to typecast myself, but man, there's always something appealing about courtesan to me.
I was looking at that too. I was like, what if, because I started looking, I'm going to roll. What if I wind up, I'm like, oh, sneak. Like some good skills, right?
Yeah, like...
Well, the good thing is when you said I don't want to typecast myself, I immediately thought of 3 different backgrounds that you could have picked. So,
I did it, everybody. I got a wide range.
Nice.
No, like, because the thing that's showing up right away, again, I did not expect a high strength. And of course, we know I'm going to play some manner of damaged woman. And
She's a damaged woman who damages back.
but like I'm constantly fascinated, especially since the Asari, which was listed in my my inspirations, of the blue girl archetype, except competent at something else. Or not just the one note thing for.
She was at Starfleet, right?
Yeah, but like, oh, and I rolled with advantage, and I didn't like either. Peasant or dilettante decided to take me to both extremes. Are you going to base our kind of setting off of what we end up with, or do you have like a floating, like a spaceship city, or what's?
So
do you have any thoughts on the setting?
I do have thoughts on the setting. I've created a bunch of factions, but the things that you guys end up creating would influence what I do and what I create. Because originally I hadn't pictured alien player characters, but
sure. And I don't have to do that, but
I'm also not married to that. So if as soon as you said Asari, I was like, yeah, Asari are cool. Like when we talked about it the other day, and I was just like, yeah, there's no I can't really think of a good reason for there not to be Asari or Klingons or Romulans or whatever you guys want. So I'm not married to that idea, and especially it could be interesting if all of humanity's like, kind of all of their psychic training and programs were kind of blown up in the Scream. If they're not to typecast, if you don't want to be Asari, but if, for instance, there was an Asari who was very ingrained in their culture before the humans showed up, they might have an interesting, like, hey, we can help you guys, or hey, you guys really fucked it all up, so we're gonna go over here now.
Sure.
Again, that was just a for instance. I'm not trying to make you be this Asari psychic who's really strong and probably kills you with an axe before they blow you up. But you can be that.
All right.
So here, let me pull up my little document, and I can tell you kind of some of the things I was messing with.
Oh, actually, and please continue to do that. But I was just remembering to like scroll down and look at some of the builds, which I'm not fully understanding yet. But dilettante, I could be like just a spoiled bitch who's never had to work for anything yet, and that is also interesting to me in a way.
As someone who's been there, I highly recommend it. It's super fun.
Yeah. Like I'm trading off my mother's, and again, not to typecast myself, of any of my 6 types apparently, but yeah, kind of trading off the fact that my mother did all the work, and somehow I got this sweet gig.
By the way, Marty, you should definitely read Collapsing Empire. I really think you'd dig it.
Okay.
Because there is more than one character like that. So some of the factions I have kind of thought up are Pax Terra. They're like creepy human centrists who all can claim their lineage back to Earth. Like,
gross.
They have pure blood. Gross. Well, but not all, because if, like, they can purely claim their lineage back to Earth, it's like, I don't have any filthy spacer blood.
That's not how...
Don't worry.
As a hypothetical biopsychic, I am highly skeptical.
It's all bullshit. They're all super gross.
Fair enough.
The Lunar Remnant are kind of... They're old moon colonists, ostensibly. Ultima Thule, who are a doomsday preparedness cult. Because humanity nearly went extinct like 3 times now. The next time it's going to fucking happen. So everybody get on board.
Completely rational doomsday cult.
What are they like? Come on, doomsday's coming, wahoo! Or like, we gotta stop this? Or what's their orientation?
So they're a little disorganized. They kind of have a bunch of factions, but some of them are like, no, what's even the point of going forward? We all just need to get in our bunkers and just wait it out.
Right. Put on the videos and
they seem a lot more
drink
rational.
away into oblivion until oblivion comes for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, but like I like the dimension that like they're a lot more rational than like actual doomsday cultists, because they've happened 3 times. They're not wrong.
It's 3 times. Their slogan
it's like
is...
we're statisticians and doomsday cultists.
Yeah,
meet.
exactly. And Ultima Thule is like, I don't even remember what it's like, an asteroid or something like that, but it just has a rad as hell name.
It has a rad name.
And there's
I feel like it's a Conan villain, right? There's that False of Doom. Same, his cousin maybe. Ultima Thule.
Mm-hmm.
It is now
like an H.P. Lovecraft thing.
I thought it was an optional Final Fantasy boss. So the point is that we're all
same, right? Tomato, right?
Somewhere the Venn diagram of all those things is stars without number.
Yeah. There's a Spacers Union, a Colonial Confederation, an organization called the Good Neighbors. Take from that what you will.
They seem like friends.
All I have under them is together or not at all. I don't know what that means, but it's the slogan I came up with.
What is the slogan? I didn't.
Together or not at all. They could be as sinister or sincere as you would want them to be.
Yeah, the Space Puritans. Abort.
They do nothing without unanimity.
Probably.
They could be anything from on the scale from like We Happy Few to the followers of the Apocalypse from Fallout. Like anywhere on that scale.
Vivictus, which in Latin means woe to the vanquished. They are mercenaries.
Oh, okay. That still sounds bad.
The Fourth Estate, which is
journalists.
Yeah,
space journalists.
Journalism.
The Spectrum, which is Space Comcast. Because as Marty will,
the true villain.
The Ward, which are Space Rangers.
I gotta write that one.
Or Wardens. I haven't quite decided yet. The Uplifted, which is roughly based on like how Americans treat Native Americans.
Oh dear.
It's they are an alliance of barbarian aliens that humanity uplifted. They self like they have created a union essentially to be like, fuck you humans.
Okay.
So no, yes.
But no, they're not. It's like.
But what
I was just thinking.
But what I am saying is, humanity treated them like shit in the past because they weren't technologically as advanced as them.
Right.
But now that they've kind of quote unquote caught up, they don't take it sitting down
for good reason.
I really appreciate that you've reached into history to find all of our grossest points and put them on display in our future.
I'm getting to some of the good stuff. Although I got
the Green Warden sounds fine.
I got at least
they sound all right.
I got at least one more arguably bad one. A Merchants Consortium, the Seventh Sanctum, which is a psionic guild, the Twitch, which are
it's us.
Yeah, it's their slogan is "Get Good, Fam."
The Twitch.
They are an organization of mercenaries who only use mechs. They use remote controlled mechs.
The Twitch are remote controlled. Like they're the guys in the room, kind of thing.
Yeah, and so they're essentially drone warfare, but with giant robots who have laser swords.
So they're like the guys from the Guardians of the Galaxy too. The people in like the pods.
Yeah, the Sovereign or whatever they were called.
Yeah.
No, I thought they were like extreme space sports guys or something.
But also that, like, people watch the Twitch.
And also...
Oh, sure, of course.
Right?
Sorry, say that again, Timothy?
The Jaegers from Pacific Rim as well?
A little bit,
in a way.
In fairness, I do wonder in those sci-fi movies why they don't just only use remote control ships. It just seems like by far the better option in every single
human
scenario.
reflexes, usually.
There's that argument. Also, in this setting,
time lag.
There's time lag, and in this setting, data can't transmit instantly through space.
Oh my god, the fucking lag got me again. Oh,
that would be real because it can take up to 12 months for a message to get from Earth, which also, by the way, Earth is kind of blowed up.
Oh, I love that.
That makes sense.
Get lineage back to it. Space races.
Yeah. You can play in Earth in another one of his games, and it's just Fallout.
Nice.
It's like Gamma World or whatever. Yeah.
And then the last two are the Exalted Children, which are like space hippies.
Mm-hmm.
They're all like, yeah, we just all get along. Everybody, aliens are cool, psychics are cool, that rock's cool, everything's cool.
Roddenberry would be so proud of you right now.
Know. And then Vatican
Going
X,
to Eden.
which is
dear.
which is the future church.
Vatican X!
Nice.
Robo Pope.
And then there's other smaller factions like fucking degens from upspace. And then because humanity kind of fell, there's also kind of pockets of if anyone's familiar with Numenera, in that setting you can find like better old technology that's essentially like magic. So
Single-use kind of stuff?
Yeah, so if you find like pre-Scream tech and you can figure out how to use it, it's like amazing. And then whatever factions anybody else wanted to create, those were just kind of the ones that popped into my head when I was thinking about it at some point.
So just for clarity, these are things that you're like, okay, I see this group, this is what they do, and they're sort of put a pin in it, we can develop, and it will develop.
So for instance, if you had an idea for Ultima Thule, or the Exalted Children, or if you want to be some kind of space cardinal in Vatican X.
God, I love that name so much.
Vatican X.
I was real proud of that, to be honest.
Sure, you should be.
That is the Cyborg Pope anime. That is, it's...
Yeah, Robert Kirkman's Battle Pope.
Wasn't there a Pope who actually, like, there was a Pope who... His famous thing was, I think he spent more time on the battlefield than in the Vatican. That was his thing. That is what it makes me think of.
He was probably a pious or an innocent. All those guys are monsters.
Terrible.
Ironically named.
Yeah.
Innocent. Pope Guilty the Second doesn't have the same ring to it.
No, but it sounds pretty cool.
Murder.
No, I think it was one of the innocents who took all the peens off the statues. And now they're slowly trying to reattach all the peens to the statues.
Does this one go with this one, or does it... what penis am I holding?
Repenification.
Excuse me,
The
sir?
great reformation.
Which is all a long way of saying, nah, screw it. I think I'm going to go with a dilettante.
Okay, great.
Oh, God, this is going
I
to
may be in place, and people might believe that I am a politician. But I've been... spoilt.
So then we roll for skills on our little thing, or
So everyone gets one free skill, which I will tell you right now.
right?
Did we get Daniel's background? What were you, Daniel?
I was a physician.
Oh, right.
I figure it's good to have at least one. And what was Timothy's?
Entertainer.
And Liz, did you pick one?
I'm a pilot.
Pilot.
Right. Oh, right. That was a background. I thought I was
Practice your
class or
damage
something.
gems opportunities, Dan.
My what opportunities?
Your damage gems. Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a Rastafarian. Stuff like that.
I'm starting to think we're like the party crew.
Maybe.
They're on some kind of pleasure cruise, and Liz is the pilot.
I'm a botanist, so
I've just been booked for this tour, and I somehow get sucked into your adventure. I love that idea.
Playing the bass.
Or that's how it appears.
actually not a bad idea at all.
We could be the dance band on the space Titanic.
I love
Although, I'd have to explain why there's a guy whose face is just covered in plant matter on the ship.
You were the best doctor they could hire.
it. Alec Holland.
It's
I'm a great doctor. I'm just very ugly.
Depends on your view about nature.
That's true.
So, Marty, as dilettante, you can increase your connect skill to 0.
Okay.
Which, as a reminder, everyone's skills all start at -1.
Right.
So next up alphabetically is entertainer.
And what I'm sorry,
Mhm.
connect is my ability to forge meaningful connections or whatever. It's my socialize. It's my
Yeah, so it's even a little bit more than that, because it can be kind of as abstract as I know that guy. I have.
Oh,
Connect.
I see. It's kind of the contacts background.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Sorry, I found
it. Timothy, entertainer, you have perform 0. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think the rest of these are going to make sense. Daniel, physician, you have heal 0.
Yep.
And pilot gets punch 0. No, pilot 0.
Okay.
You are good at stabbing people. You get stabbed.
Yeah. Somehow Liz is
really
also
weird.
good at archery.
You can.
I
get
was thinking of making a sniper.
You
I
can
was
get
like,
a bow and arrow in this game, but
Right. They do have that in this
Mhm.
game, don't they?
Mhm.
yeah.
You can get all Yondu, old school Yondu.
Okay. So now for the rest of your skills, you can do one of two things. You can pick any 2 skills. Yeah. So you can pick any 2 skills, or
That
you
doesn't
can.
include psychic skills, right?
It doesn't include psychic skills.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. You can pick any 2 skills on your learning tree.
Right.
So you can pick 1, or you can pick 2 of the things on your D8 learning tree. Or you can roll randomly 3 times, doing any combination from growth and learning.
That's the option I'm going to take.
And the other thing is you cannot raise any skill above 1 in character creation.
Great.
So if you, for
can't?
instance... No, you can't. So your max heal, for instance, could be 1. But you currently have heal 0. So
what about attributes like strength, dex? Can you do that to 18? Because I saw an example in the.
I think you can do that to 18. Yeah, I don't think there's a limit on that.
So it's only skills max +1 at character creation. Cool. All right, but we can do any combination of. So can we choose what that combo is as we go?
I'm going to say yes.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to roll on the growth chart first. Because that's growth. Well, I fell off the book. 4 +2 physical. Is that right? That's right.
For entertainer...
Or on the growth chart,
Yeah,
it's
I think
+2
I
physical.
think they're all the same for everybody. But, yeah, so you can add either +2 to strength, dex, or con, or +1 to strength, dex, or con, and then +1 to strength, dex, or con.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. All right, I'm going to increase my con to 14.
Oh, that'll give you a +1.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'm gonna roll one more time on the growth.
Mm-hmm.
D6. I rolled a 3 +2 mental. I'm gonna raise my wisdom to 16.
Okay.
All right, we can roll 3 times either growth and or learning.
Yeah, any combination of growth and learning 3 times.
No, my last one, I'm gonna roll learning on
Okay.
the die 8. Let me just grab my die 8. Here you are. 4. Notice. So that's at 0?
Yes.
Okay, groovy. Cool.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
I guess I'll go next.
Okay.
I guess I'm in a bit of a weird situation because I don't really have any stats that are on the cusp. So I'm not sure if I even should bother rolling. So I have heal automatically, right?
Yes, that's your free skill.
And then I roll. It would be. Could I roll on the learning chart 3 times?
You could.
And do I get any additional skill? Like, is that it for skills after that?
You will get, depending on what class you pick, it's possible to get another skill. and you will pick up one more skill at the very end as your quote-unquote hobby.
That's my what?
Hobby.
Okay, fair enough. See, I'm in a weird situation because I want to get the extra skill, but at the same time, there's no guarantee I land on the one that I want. And I do have ones that I want.
Can
Okay.
you sacrifice a roll to pick one, Andy? How are you rolling that? Or what are quick skills? Like, is that
So quick skills are just if you didn't feel like picking
rolling it
a
out?
character. Well, you can instead of rolling, you can select 2 skills.
Okay.
Yeah, and
from
I'm
your
deciding
learning
whether...
table. But
Which also includes selecting the same skill twice to get a +1. Is that right?
I think so. I don't see.
I think I saw something about that when I was reading. Or if you wind up when you roll, if you wind up on the same skill twice, you can opt to make it have one more level of whatever
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, no
Makes
novice
sense.
heroes characters can exceed level 1 during character creation, but you can get to level 1 during character creation.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a 2, a 5, and a 4, which gives me a connect, heal, and know, which is actually kind of what I wanted anyway, so I'm happy about it, and I get connect as a bonus. But I get an extra point in heal as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 1 heal, 0 connect, and 0 no.
Means you're a really good healer.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
Yeah.
I am gonna heal the shit out of you.
I look forward to getting hurt so I
Sorry.
can have you do that for
Please don't.
me. I'm sure I will.
Please do not.
Am I a tap dancer in the stars? Who knows? Who knows what I do?
That's right.
The dice will
Just
tell.
don't work for Jabba the Hutt because he tends to feed them to.
Yeah.
Oh.
Real short. Real short-lived.
I was thinking maybe a stand-up comedian. I'm not sure though. Those tend to get run out of town. If they say the wrong thing. It's probably good for the flavor.
Marty.
Yeah. Fuck it. I'm leaving it in the hands of the dice.
Okay, let's go.
It's worked out so far.
You rolling growth or learning?
Learning, because they're certainly not the same. I can only get +1 to stats or an extra connect, or whatever with growth. So I'm gonna go with learning.
Okay.
I had all the benefits of a great education, probably. Okay, so I get talk 0, at least now. I get 2, which is any skill. Thanks a lot, dice. Let me bank that for now to see what my third roll is. And any skill twice. Okay.
Nice.
Let's see. Know all the people kind of connect thing. That's good. Let's see. I just picked up talk. That's good. I was thinking about no, but you know what? I think the more vapid a dummy I am, the better. Hey.
Well, you would not pick work or exert then. Let's see.
No.
Exert.
Are you any good in a scrap?
Certainly, Mother had me trained in some form of self-defense.
Princess marksmanship or something?
Was that Mother's name? Princess Marksmanship?
Yeah.
Or perhaps you were good at sneaking out to get away from Mother?
Ooh.
That's a nice one.
Sneak's always a good skill.
Ah, man, too good. Too good. Print it. Okay, so I'm going to take +1 in connections because I'm a rich bitch.
Okay.
I can talk pretty good, and yes, I can sneak out past curfews and cigarettes.
Space.
That's a skill. Space cigarettes. Death sticks. Real subtle, George. All right.
They have a very interesting lore.
I'm sure they do. Hire another one of your daughter's friends to be in your movie.
Oh, snap. Who was the daughter's friend?
At the in Return of the Jedi, they're in the background. It's George, his daughter, and one of his daughter's friends.
That was nice.
They're like space architects, but they're all like blue.
And she's in the background of the opera scene in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Did I say Return of the Jedi?
Oh, you did say Return of the Jedi.
I meant Revenge of the Sith.
And
I've seen
also,
that.
She's
glued up.
a character in Clone Wars more than once.
Yes. But she also wrote several pretty great episodes of the Clone Wars.
Katie Lucas is actually very talented.
Yeah, do not sleep on Katie Lucas.
Yeah. And Liz.
I don't know. It's either pick 2 or roll for 3, right?
Yes.
Because, see, I can get Fix if I just pick it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But I also am starting to think maybe Notice might be a good one. And I can pick up Pilot if I roll twice on the learning tree.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm starting to think I'm going to be like the person who actually knows how to like fly a ship and fix it and notice when everything goes wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're gonna be
useful.
Rocket.
I'm the one person who knows how to actually fly and do anything in space.
I can help people if they get shot.
What's this
in
button do?
space.
Slap hand.
Yeah, I had a chance at Pilot, which all of a sudden was going to switch me to like an Asami type character of just I'm all leather jackets and jetpacks, but the dice sent me down a different direction.
I personally like your instincts, Liz, but if you want to vary from that, it's totally up to you and the dice.
I think
Well-
I'll just. Oh. What are you
Well, I was
gonna
going to say, Andy, can she roll, and if she hates it, divert back to picking Fix and Pilot or Fix and Notice or whatever? Or do you, once we've rolled, do you want us to pot commit to it?
I'd rather you pot commit to it.
Sure.
But
That's part of the gamble of it, right?
I'm also not going to be like a total jerk. If you're like, I didn't want exert. Although exert's actually kind of useful, but you're running, jumping, climbing trees.
Yeah, we're all kind of wimpy people.
That's Marty is very strong.
Yes, actually.
So am
Were
I,
you
actually.
15?
14.
14.
And Dan's strong too, yeah.
I have a 15, but like I don't have any of the strength skills or anything like that.
They'll offset because you do get to add your attribute to it still.
Fair enough.
So
I'm hardy. Fairly hardy.
Yeah. I think I'll just bite the bullet and pick Fix and Pilot. I'll go 1 up on Pilot and then get a 0 in Fix.
okay,
Yeah.
and you
It's good to have a good pilot and a good healer.
yeah, and you can.
No, I fixed the ship.
Unless one of you is secretly a robot, and then Liz can fix
Which
it.
is a whole other game you can play.
Yeah, because you can pick like replicants are a thing. Like you could pick a replicant.
Oh, maybe I should just be a robot.
You could be a robot.
And are you
too.
supposed to keep it secret, or was Kobo just saying
I think he was. Sorry, go ahead.
no? That was you were on it.
It's not in that video. I think it's in one of the extended lore videos. He talks about how the last space emperor was from a house called Cygnus, and it was discovered that Cygnus had a plot to replace everyone with everyone that wasn't them with synthetic robots.
Sure.
And that like all of the synths that they had built would just murder their masters at some point. So replicants have been outlawed in that universe. So if you are one, it's secret. But in this, you could play it either way. I would care.
Sure.
If
You can be
if you want to pretend to
an
be a
open
person,
robot.
and you beep boop every once in a while, and you clearly don't sleep or eat or drink or you do you, weird space people. Okay, so that's
It's a religious thing.
Beep, beep.
huh. You seem to be plugged in right now.
That's my tail. Body mods.
How dare
Radical.
Don't comment on my body.
you? Robot slap.
I mean, human slap.
I mean,
You just said robot slap.
that's right. You are a robot.
I am slapping a robot.
Arrest
Jack
him.
Hughes.
Arrest
Jack
him.
Hughes.
Arrest the
Jack
robot.
Hughes.
Okay. So next up, we're going to pick classes. There are
Boom.
4 classes in Stars Without Number. You can be a psychic, and that is the way to get psychic abilities. You can be a warrior. You're good at fighting people. You have more hit points. You're tougher. And you can be an expert. And experts are kind of everything else. So if you want your class to be, I'm a super good pilot, you pick expert. If you want your class to be, I'm a amazing accountant, you pick expert. Like, if you don't fight or have psychic powers, you're an expert in something. If you want to be the world's best doctor, expert. Now, it sounds like Dan wants to take the psychic part of that, which leads me to the 4th class, adventurer. Adventurer is a mix of 2 of any of the classes. So if you want to be Amuro Ray from Mobile Suit Gundam, you would pick expert, or you would pick adventurer, expert psychic, because he has psychic powers and he's an expert mech pilot. If you want to be, I'm trying to think, a psychic space doctor who used to be a doctor and actually still knows how to heal people, you might pick expert, kind of doctor-y focused and psychic. If you want to be some kind of space monk warrior Jedi, you could pick adventurer and be a warrior psychic. I'm trying to think of a third example who would be, if you're any character from Firefly, you might be an adventurer expert warrior. They're all pretty good in a scrap and they all do something on the ship.
I am leaning towards psychic right now.
Okay.
Just like I said, I had that idea of the doctor, the former sort of nature biologist guy who basically may and now that you introduced me to the Green Ward or the Ward or whatever it's called. Can we call it the Green Ward? I like that name.
Sure.
Oh dear.
Crap. Who'd we lose?
Oh, he's back.
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Back.
Shuffle.
Yeah, so I was leaning towards psychic. I don't know.
Psychic
You know.
sidekick.
Leaning towards psychic. And then I was gonna take there's a trait that's like armored skin or whatever, and then have that be like, oh, it's all leafy or wood and yeah.
Professor Jason Woodrue.
Oh yeah, there's a different DC character.
Yeah.
There's all a botanist who became a plant man.
That's true.
Wait,
There's a
what?
shocking amount of them.
Pamela.
I can think of at least 3.
I think Marvel
Damn.
has one.
Poison
Doesn't
Ivy.
Yeah.
Poison Ivy, Swamp
Really?
Thing, Woodrue were the 3 that
And
came
they're all
to my
DC.
head. Yeah, but
And
Marvel has Man Thing.
Marvel is
it?
man.
That's it.
Like,
Wait,
Pamela studied under
wait.
Woodrue
Wait.
after a certain point.
Yeah,
Man Thing.
yeah. Jason Woodrue's
Man
in
Thing.
a
Yes.
Batman movie. He's in Batman and Robin. Yeah, it's called Man Thing. And the
he's got
first
like a carrot
His
nose.
first appearance was giant-sized
giant-sized
man.
man thing. It's not great, okay? The 70s
It's
were
a-
a different time.
A different time.
Although Alan Moore's Swamp Thing is amazing because
And-
he says that you didn't like it or you did.
No, I do. I was about to say Jeff Lemire's Swamp Thing a little more recently. It was also very good. That was all. I was
Cool.
gonna say.
I'll check it out. Yeah, but Moore posits that he wasn't reincarnated by the plant, but the plant replicated him.
Absorbs.
Yeah, like his template, his psychic template gets put on, and I guess physical as well, kind of gets put on
Sometimes.
the plant life. It's interesting.
And the Jeff Lemire Swamp Thing and Jeff Lemire wrote both Swamp Thing and Animal Man at the same time, and they should have essentially been like the same series because they are so interconnected because it's all about the red and the green. It's really interesting. Anyway, sorry, that's beside the point.
I'll check it out.
Or was I think he was anyway? It's been a long time since I read comic books. Daniel, if you want to be a psychic, totally be a psychic.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Someone else go first. Okay. I'm sorry.
Liz.
I think I might be an expert. Because I'm kind of leaning towards the idea of the character being like this sort of hotshot pilot who, for some reason, ended up like doing space tours for, rich snobby kids.
Yeah.
I want your character to, at some point, either be aligned or otherwise intersecting with the Twitch.
Maybe that's it. She got really popular on Twitch for a while, but then like burnt out.
Yeah, I like that.
You were like
started accusing her
and
of
then you
hacking.
were just like, can't do this anymore.
You can't keep fighting robots for 8 hours a day. You kind of burned out, and then all her followers like left her because she didn't like do it for a day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's real. That's a
Too
thing
real.
for sure.
Public pressure, man. It's hard.
Plus, as an expert, I see if I can, once per scene, I can reroll the failed skill check.
Yep. And
So
you still get to take the better roll. So
yeah.
even if it's essentially rolling with advantage. So you get that once per scene. Something about gaining experience, which isn't important. And you get a free non-combat focus right now, which are like feats. So there's a bunch of them. So I won't go through all of them because there's a bunch of them. But is there something you kind of had... You had mentioned maybe wanting to be a sniper. My personal favorite one is Henchkeeper. You get Henchman.
I love that.
Like,
It's hilarious.
And then the one that the book recommends for experts are Specialist, which for skills lets you roll 3d6 and drop the lowest die. So you keep the better of the 3d6 for your skills. It's real good.
That's real good.
And you pick a skill that is in. So you would pick, for instance, Fix or Pilot. And it increases your skill. Oh, so maybe you can't do that.
Could be all Rick Hunter. Oh, you would also get it feat like in the way that it gives you +1 and
yeah,
a bonus to it.
But I would let you re-choose so that I would just let you get another skill then.
Yeah, instead of taking that +1 in Pilot, you could take that +1 in Notice and then use that.
But you don't have to take that. You could take there's a bunch of them are cool. If you want to be good with a gun, Gunslinger is real rad. If you want to be a little psychic training.
I think that's only... Oh, wait, no. Experts with psychic proficiency can take that. Or, sorry, adventurers. I don't think you can take that if you're
You have to be an adventurer or a psychic to take that. Is that right? There's one for non-psychics at the end of the thing. At the end of the list. I forget what it's called.
Daniel's right.
Oh, yeah, wild psychic talent.
Oh, that's it. That's the one I was thinking. Wild psychic talent.
Right.
Thank you. Unique gift. You just get something cool. Talk to me about it. Say you have this rad ass idol. I don't know what it does. You don't know what it does. It's real cool though.
Is it attached to my giant robot? That's somewhere in storage.
Yeah. I would prefer no one be transhuman, but that's just because it gets complicated. Which if people aren't familiar with transhumanism, it's when your consciousness is uploaded to like a server, and then you have like sleeves that you download it into, and they're just disposable. So and you can and you can just be a different person every day. It's really interesting if that's what people want to focus on, but if I would rather it not be kind of the point of the campaign, if that makes sense. Like if one person is going to do it, kind of everybody has to do it. In my
Don't yuck
opinion.
my yum.
Yeah. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying.
No, yeah.
Also, I also feel like that's kind of something that would have been like prevalent pre the Scream. So maybe there are people out there who still have that technology, but it's not widespread.
And they're all still playing Paranoia.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So I know I just rattled a lot off at you, Liz, but
you could roll.
I guess you could. I would have to count, but you
could be
could.
useless one, right? There's no application to what you're doing. That wouldn't be good.
Oh, there's also Tinker, which you said might be interesting.
Yeah, that might be good. I was looking at an alert too, which is just like you get to act first in combat.
Mm-hmm.
Specialist is insanely good too.
And I'm not gonna get too deep into a lot of the rules right now, but there is something cool in this game. First of all, initiative is determined by a D8, which I love because it's not that swingy and it's not that hard for me to write down all the numbers.
Right.
And then two, there's something called a snap attack, which you can just give up your first turn to shoot someone who's charging at you. It's a terrible shot. Like, you get a bunch of minuses to it. But, like, if a barbarian with a sword is running at you and you're like, I have a laser gun, I'm going to shoot him. You can do that. There's a bunch of penalties to it, but, no, you just, like... ah!
Right. That's cool.
So what classes were you guys think?
I'm looking at Psychic too, but probably different flavor than you.
And Delante? Dilettante? What the hell is a Dilettante?
It's the kind of car, the doors open like that.
Nice.
Yeah. It's in this setting, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
We might be flooded with psychics, but I was thinking of being an adventurer with partial expert, partial psychic, but like her psychic ability would be a secret.
Okay.
Like that she uses to manipulate people.
Oh,
to do things she wants. But then I wonder if wild psychic would, like the wild psychic thing would be better for that or not. But
take expert and then get the wild psychic foci.
Right.
Focus. Right.
But,
like you're not
but then
my character isn't aware that they're psychic. They just know that they can influence people. They get
maybe. Yeah.
You could play it like Vin at the beginning of Mistborn.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like just I don't know. People totally do what I want. Don't
I was telling you guys about the saga of the Pleistocene exiles. There's a character who is unaware that they have very strong latent psychic ability, and they're gladiatorial, like they ride beasts and fight people in like arenas and shit. And this character has an amazing bond with their mount, and it's because of this bond, this ability that they're not aware of consciously. And they're also super charismatic, like just like, you will do what I say, and people are like, yes, I will. Like,
of course I will.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, just being able to kind of little push and pull on emotions or something like it. And there's also I don't fully understand it because we haven't dove too deep into the psychics, but I was also thinking about being a utility player, especially if we're going to be playing with other psychics. There's the meta psychic or whatever that can push and pull other people's psychic abilities.
Right. They're like
or the meta psychics, I guess they're called.
They can affect psychic energy itself.
Right? Yeah, and I wonder if that wouldn't be a fun.
Yeah, that would be like a leader from 4E, like a psionic leader kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, the Ardent.
Yeah, like.
I mean, I'm actually now leaning towards warrior psychic adventure, because I'm only really going to be using the one school of psionics.
Sure.
Like, I don't have any interest in anything except for biopsionics. And the thing is, the biopsionics I would be using, it would be, hey, I want to, like, fucking turn my arm into a giant tree branch and smack someone in the face with it.
Just for fun.
No, not for fun, I would assume. But
Who knows what kind of doctor you are?
I am a doctor of pain.
Right, see?
Can you do that with biopsionics?
It actually is used as an example in there.
I believe you. It seemed to me like it was all healing, but
well, kind of. But it does have rules for like morphing yourself. Like, but that's like a level 3
there we
skill.
go. I wasn't scrolling down far enough. Okay.
The thing is that basically you have to, my understanding is you're not necessarily a worse psychic if you pick partial psychic. What is like you're not as varied in what you can do.
Right. Yeah.
Not as versatile.
You can improve this skill with Yeah. If you pick adventurer, you're just getting partial benefits of both. You're not as good as a psychic. It doesn't mean you're not good at the thing you're good at. It just means you're not varied. So, like, for instance, in my example character, who I would probably build, if you're Amuro Ray can only kind of see the future. Like, that's it. Like, he can't move things with his mind. He can't read other people's minds. He's just a precog. And he's a really good pilot. So he would for sure be expert pilot, partial psychic. I'm sorry, new type.
The precog would also sort of inform the whole good pilot thing because it's like he can anticipate
And
like
that is why
navigation.
he's such a good pilot, because he's never picked up a Gundam before, and then he's kicking the shit out of Char.
So I am going to go with partial warrior and partial psychic adventure.
Okay.
Hello?
Yep, I said okay.
Mm-hmm.
You okay?
Yeah, my headphones are just being weird. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, partial psychic adventure.
Okay, so you get, it sounded like you wanted biopsionics as your psychic, and you get a combat focus related to your background at first level. You were a physician. Oh, boy.
Okay, well, can't all be related to my background.
Would be a combat focus, maybe.
Malpractice!
Do they have that skill? Can we add it? He deliberately hurts people.
Focus, let's see. Unless you're throwing needles with armsmen.
I mean,
Enemas.
I was gonna go with like punch and then have the whole thing be like, oh, I have my giant tree fist that I use or whatever.
The thing is, it's pretty left up to us. It doesn't. There's no list of combat focuses.
Yeah.
It's just. So Savage Fury would probably be one. Shocking Assault.
Well, the skill that. Oh, we're looking at focuses now.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so partial psychic.
Yep.
All right. Now I don't get any extra focuses as an adventurer, right?
You get.
Or I don't get.
Yes, you get one. You get a free level and a combat focus.
Oh, you get a combat focus? Where does it say that?
It's under partial warrior.
It's the warrior side of things.
In a combat right? Combat focus, not skill.
Right.
Sorry, See, the thing that I was going to take for my combat focus was going to be Ironhide. I don't know if that makes sense.
I mean, it's not related to your background, but that's fine.
Well, just because It's not related to physician, but it's related to like the stuff tacked onto it, basically, like the OC.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
And then, in addition, we'll talk about attack bonus in a bit, but you have a bonus to that, whereas most classes don't.
Woohoo!
Or you get an additional. We'll talk about it in a second. And you're going to get more hit points when we discuss that as well. So let me write that down. Okay, so Daniel is an adventurer, partial warrior, partial psychic. And Liz is an expert, and we haven't decided on her focus yet.
I think I might go with Tinker.
Okay, awesome.
So I already picked Fix as one of my skills. Does that mean since I get it as a bonus skill, it goes up by 1? So I have a +1 instead of a 0?
Yep.
Okay. And that's me.
Okay. And then Timothy and Marty.
Who wants to go first? You ready, Marty? You're still plotting.
I'm deep in the weeds right now, man.
I'm gonna go psychic.
Okay.
Please. I'm gonna focus on telekinesis.
Okay.
Nice.
It was the toss-up for that and precog, and I still don't know how this. Can we take abilities from other disciplines too, or no?
Let's.
As a psychic, I think you can.
Eventually, like as you level.
Well, when you pick this class, choose any 2 psychic skills as bonus skills. You can pick the same one twice to obtain level 1 proficiency and a free level 1 technique from that discipline. So, so you can pick at first level both telekinesis.
I see.
And
telekinesis is a psychic skill.
precog.
Sorry,
Yes.
got it.
Yes.
Great. Okay, cool. That's great. I'll do that.
Okay.
Oh man, you're gonna be such a great comedian. You won't even have to risk comment.
This is not going to play tonight. I'm not doing this joke.
Exactly.
They're not going to want it. Okay. So telekinesis and precognition. Great. Oh, you know what though? Sorry. I might, because who doesn't love Kurt Wagner?
Kurt Wagner.
Yeah, can I switch precog to teleportation?
Sure.
Much better for now.
Wunderbar, Liebchen.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can totally create like one of my
Space Nightcrawler.
Yeah, I could totally create like one of my middle school OCs in this with telepathy and teleportation. Okay, awesome.
Right. So and I pick one ability from these. Is that right?
So let me double check. Let's see. Psychic skills. You are telekinesis. So you have right now you just have level 0 in both of them. If you wanted to, you could pick telekinesis twice, and then you'd have level 1 in it. And I think you can take. I haven't quite looked at
more as we
leveling up yet, but I'm pretty sure you can take more as you level.
I'm going to take telekinesis twice then.
Okay.
On your recommendation. So now I have level 1 and TK.
Yes.
Okay.
Which I believe means core technique.
I can lift 200 kilograms with my brain.
Let me character classes. Let me just double check something. And then you get a free level 1 technique in that because you took it twice.
Great. Okay.
So the techniques are kind of the things on the side.
What is the pound equivalent of 200 kilograms? How much weight is that?
Boy.
I forget. I don't have a conversion in front of me.
Daniel?
Huh?
You're Canadian.
200 kilograms? How many pounds is that, Daniel?
A pound is about 0.428 of a kilogram.
Awesome.
So
give or
take. So 4 of them. So 4 kilograms are equal to a pound. So it's 50 pounds. Is that right?
Sorry, no. A pound is equal to about 0.45 of a kilogram.
Oh, so it's half. So I can lift
Yeah,
100
sorry.
pounds, roughly.
I
That's
might
right,
be right.
Andy?
No, you can lift 440 pounds.
Oh, I'm glad my math was wrong. 440. Okay.
To the internet.
Yeah,
A pound is about half a kilogram.
yeah, that's what. Yeah, right. Okay, so that's what you were saying. Yeah, okay. Because this is about.
Oh, a pound is half. I was thinking the other way around. I
Yeah,
was thinking
yeah.
I was having. Okay, great.
It's 1,000 grams.
Telekinesis. So my core technique is telekinetic manipulation,
Mhm.
and my one that I will take. Pressure field.
That's cool. There's some cool ones. Of
That
these.
means if we get sucked into space, I can save us all with my brain.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah,
Fuck. Yes.
yeah.
Big
Pretty good,
fan
right?
of that one.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone watches The Expanse, but I just started watching The Expanse, and boy, does that hammer home how much space hates you.
Yeah, no, I have to watch it, otherwise my cousin will disown me soon. But I hear it's really great.
It
Takes a minute to get good, but it gets great.
The first two
Like-
episodes were good. Like, I am interested, but I can see where it is building, and I am already so on board. And Thomas Jane has a weird haircut.
Nice. Space haircuts.
Yeah, and he's wearing a fedora for some reason, and nobody knows. I don't. Someone asked him about it, and he just said, "Keeps the rain off my head." I'm like, well, "That's not an answer,
Nice.
Tom."
Oh, he's a space cop?
He's a space cop.
Oh. Space fedora, I approve.
But they're also all it's like he's a space cop on a asteroid belt space station, and it's implied they're privatized because his boss talks about stockholders, and I was like, oh, it's so creepy, but it's so real.
Mhm.
Anyway, there's The Expanse. Sorry, so the pressure field is good to have because
Believe
space,
me,
space hates
'Cause
you.
as a
space
kid,
hates you.
space terrified me. Like I remember seeing something where like an astronaut lost his grip and he just went off into space, and I was just
Yeah.
like the worst fate.
Yeah.
So good. So I can move shit with my brain, 440 pounds, and I can. That's good. And I can. It also works for temperature. I've ignored temperatures at a range of plus or minus 100 degrees Celsius. Automatically pressurize thin atmospheres for breathability or filter particulars or airborne toxins. By committing effort for the scene, they can shield up to 6 comrades. This lasts until the user reclaims the effort. That's awesome.
Yeah. In one of the Knights of the Old Republic games, you can do that, and you only need to use it once. Marty.
Yeah. I'm deep in it. Okay. I think I'm gonna go adventure.
Okay.
I'm gonna do expert psychic
Okay.
split here.
So let's see. Let me scroll up. What does that get you?
So Liz, you're an expert.
I'm just an expert.
Right, and
Yes.
I'm just a psychic, and these two are in the middle of.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a free level in a non-combat focus, and and one level of you get a level 0 psychic ability.
So I can kind of, and I can advance on that later, but
Yes.
not.
But not right
Okay.
now.
All right, for the partial expert part, I'm going to take hacker
Okay.
because I'm a bad girl.
Love it. You're like
Oh,
so gothed out in your room, like
man.
Yeah,
This is such a Marty
Hacking.
character. Okay.
so pissed, smoking.
I don't know what you expected.
I know. I don't know either, but it's just every sentence it becomes clearer and clearer in my head who this person is.
All right, so I get I get some bonuses to program there.
Cool.
More or less, I get the 3d6 check, and later levels will give me better things. I'm still stuck between, and now that you clarified, I get exactly one level 0 benefit. Let me recheck. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty rad. Can I later branch into more, or since I'm a partial psychic, I basically will pick, like, if I pick telepathy, the only thing I can ever advance is telepathy because I'm not a psychic. Is that right?
I think so.
Let's see. Where's gaining levels? What are you under? What are you at? Advancement? Is that? No. Don't do experience points. Don't do this to me, system.
And do I only get the kind of level 0, level 1 benefits of it and not get to pick skills ever? Because that's fine too, because actually some of these benefits are just really good.
Yeah.
Because I'm stuck between telepathy and metapsychic. Because I think it would be really interesting if she just doesn't know that not everybody can see psychic powers happening. Like, yeah, duh. And she gets +2 bonuses on saving throws versus psychic powers, which I think is great because she's just so snotty and haughty that she doesn't know that shouldn't work on her.
Psychic.
Sleep! No.
I don't want to.
Just no.
You
Don't
sleep.
tell me what to do.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Mm-hmm.
Batch.
Going to the rave. Mom.
Somehow she talks like Kelly from the Shoes video in my mind now.
Oh my god, yes.
PCs with the psychic class are all unrestricted, while partial psychics are restricted in their talents.
My understanding is you can pick one talent, but you can level it up as much as you like.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever venture out, but you can level it up as much as you want.
Okay, so I pick a path early, and that's the path I'm on.
Which is
But hang on. Well, there's one further thing though. Like, there's that psychic adept, the foci, which we get to pick one at the end. So you could maybe get an additional one or deepen the one you have
you can
with that.
pick new
Sure.
focuses. So you have to sacrifice a focus to get more psychic
Sure.
ability, but you can do it. It's just you're using a different system to get there in character advancement.
Okay, so let me pull the group a little bit. Is it more hilarious that my diligent is immune to and can sense psychic powers, or should I start her on the subtle manipulatrix path of she can sense when things are getting hot for her and will slowly be able to develop the ability to speak and influence in people's minds?
It depends how sinister you want your character, because I always find that, like, the most sinister and scary stuff you can do with, like, magic or psychic powers is fucking with people's minds.
Mind control, yeah.
Yeah, there is a strong case. WebDM made a strong case that the Enchanter class is much more sinister than Necromancer.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, nobody's using it. Might as well raise it into a minion. But, like...
And for what you thought of Fantastic Beasts 2, there's argument right there in the action where a character mind controls another character.
Yeah, it's about as gross as you can get. Oh, man, I like both legs of the Trousers of Time here. I'm not sure which one to go down. Can I find it mildly hilarious that she's just uncannily aware of and immune to psychic powers? But I think that kind of, like, I love empaths in general.
Yeah.
But you know what? I already eliminated being a spacer because I've played that before in another sci-fi game. I was playing an empath as Rhea Starshine. So let me go with the weird nega psychic.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the meta psionics.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I would just pick telepathy because I think telepathy's red. But so I'm not.
I do too.
I'm not helpful in that regard.
I'm letting go of dreams
They're
right
all
now,
very
but-
attractive.
Well,
All the techniques.
also nothing set in stone right now because we're gonna have to wrap it up soon anyway.
Right.
And we can all talk offline. So, or I don't know when we're gonna have a chance to play. So, okay. Nobody wanted to be an alien or a virtual intelligence, right? Because that would have been needed to be known by now.
No, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, now you tell me.
Like, would I count as an alien for mechanical purposes?
No,
I don't
because
know.
you replace. I should have. Said
You were
this earlier.
biologically human.
You were biologically human,
And then I was biologically altered.
yeah.
Basically.
So if you wanted to be an alien, you had to sacrifice your focus choice for that.
Oh, do I get an additional focus?
No.
Well, warriors get a combat focus, and then also apparently humans get a focus.
Oh yeah. Did everyone not pick that yet?
No, I only
human
picked my
focus?
warrior
I haven't picked-
focus.
I thought it's the last
I only-
step.
Oh,
One.
my bad.
I think it's
oh,
at the end
right.
of the character.
We're doing
process.
that now. Sorry.
Right.
Hey,
It's just that
we should really start the stream.
Yeah, because experts picked. It got me all confused. Okay, you all get to pick a focus. Characters with the expert or partial expert get 1 level of non-combat, non-psychic focus for free in addition to this. So,
And that's what already was covered by the expert thing, or not? Did you guys already address that? Is that like just a parenthetical note about foci, or is that
that's a
in
great
addition to what they've
question.
already gotten?
I'm going to say that is a parenthetical note about that because that seems like a lot of focuses for a first level character.
I think you get 1 focus,
Yeah.
and then I get a combat focus, and then the psychics or the experts get their non-combat, non-psychic focus.
Right, but they already picked that.
Yes, as part of their class, and then they get another
So
human one.
everybody gets a focus. If you want to be an alien or a virtual intelligence, aka robot / synthezoid / replicant / android, you pick that instead of a focus. So it's at the back of the rules. It tells you what the rules for being an alien or robot are.
Yeah, I can't actually boost my heal skill anymore. It's already too high. So I don't think I can take healer.
Then yeah, you can't do that then.
Ironhide.
I did take Ironhide.
Well, you can take another level in it if you want.
I would be immune to unarmed attacks and primitive weaponry. That actually sounds hilarious. I'm gonna do that. Just
What did you
walk-
take? What's that?
If I took Ironhide, I'd be immune to unarmed attacks and primitive weaponry.
Good for a healer
That I feel like it is good
and a
for
plant
healer.
man.
The only thing that will hurt me is garden shears.
Fire, maybe.
Okay, that too. Yeah, either that or psionics or psychic training, because psychic training seems really good, like really good.
I see how it is. Okay. We're doing it right. I see how it's worded in character creation now that I understand where we messed up. We jumped ahead. That was it. We didn't mess anything up. But
Okay, good.
Anybody else have any strong feelings on focus? And if you don't want to pick right now, you can pick off stream. That's
I'm
a
thinking
perfect
of
shot.
psychic training.
Me too.
Increase my skill set. So I can't take TK again. I'm already at my max for that. So I'm going to go with teleportation like I was originally going to
Okay.
go. So that's going to be at 0. Yeah. Cool. So I'll look at that.
Liz, any of the foci stand out to you?
Cut alert is
I
really
mean-
good.
Alert is good because I can take another thing. Because I think everything except for fix and pilot are like -1. But I don't know. Since everybody's being psychic, I might take wild psychic training and get like a precog thing.
It makes you a great pilot.
Makes me
Super great pilot. Yeah.
Let me read Wild Psychic.
You can take a level 0 in something, or you can. It sounds like you skip the level 0 in something to take a level 1 and you're done.
Yeah.
Like
Level 1 technique, so you pick one of those sidebar things.
yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, for example, you could pick telekinetic armor from telekinesis or
Intuitive response.
Mm-hmm. That's
Precog.
right.
That's what I was thinking. Like just being able to just instead of forget notice and then just do like be able to like just attune it.
You're doing it, Anakin.
I love it. I love it so much. But that's just me.
I mean, like, what would be technically better? Would it be like
Make
a
an
notice
armor
thing, or would psychic powers be better?
Oh boy, I think in that case it depends on what flavor you want to go for. Notice will probably be it's perception, so it'll probably be useful to have. But boy, is intuitive response real cool. Like,
Yeah. Especially for a pilot, right?
Yeah.
Like that's just
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. Like, what's radder?
Trying to figure out how the effort system works.
Your initiative score is just treated as one better than everyone else.
I'm better than you. I'm better than everybody.
I did it. I was here first.
The-
That's mine.
I haven't super dove deep into the psychics yet, but I'm pretty sure you have like a pool of effort, and you can only spend so much of it before you have to take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
And you can push past it, but then you permanently brain damage yourself.
Yeah, let's avoid that.
So, but sometimes maybe you need to permanently brain damage yourself. And keep in mind, because of how the stats work in here, if you go from a 13 to a 12, that doesn't mean anything. If you go from a 12 to a 11, who cares?
There's a little bit of brain damage. Who cares?
11 to 10, doesn't matter. 10 to 9.
Right.
Like, you can just keep pushing.
That's how they get you.
Yeah. And just keep going one better, and you're just like, well, I need to push again. And now you have -1. But it
basically.
takes you. It's how they get you. First one's free. First 5 are free. Then you can't remember math.
Exactly.
Alright.
I actually see. I'm the only character here who I think is going to be mixing it up combat wise. Is probably weird. It's a little weird because I'm the healer, but
yeah, that's something to consider. Though, hopefully, because of that, our game wouldn't be too combat focused.
Well, yeah, keep in mind.
And again, having -1 in laser pistols, I presume that we can still use a laser pistol. We're just not terribly good at it. We can still fight. We're just not terribly good at it.
And
You just close your eyes.
Yeah.
real limp wrist like Han Solo. Just pew pew.
Pew pew.
No, and keep in mind also, combat's crazy deadly. You don't actually it's not Dungeons and Dragons. Violence is not always the easiest or best solution.
good.
Yeah.
Now, something I haven't mentioned yet because we haven't really talked about combat. There's a really cool thing in this system called shock, where melee weapons pretty much always do damage, even if you miss.
Yeah.
It's the benefit of, I'm up in your face with this sword. I'm going to keep throwing it at you until something hits. So even if you're missing, the person in front of you is like, oh, fuck, it's a sword.
Right. Yeah. There's a psychological...
And
you're in fight or flight now.
Yeah, there's more rules for it than that. But essentially, I came at you with a big battle axe. And even if I miss... you can't keep dodging it forever. Like, it's just going to keep... And that's the other thing about kind of combat in this system. It's kind of more explicitly abstracted than in Dungeons and Dragons. It's when you get to be higher levels, you're not literally taking 3 laser bolts to the chest. No, you like that one almost hit you, and now you're getting tired, and you can't keep dodging forever. 1 laser bolt's still gonna kill you.
Right.
It's it's now
it's your luck and canniness in the situation, and
warriors are used to the heat of battle. They have more hit
Yeah,
points.
and apparently biopsionics can just regenerate if they die, which that's a thing.
all right. Off the top of your head, do you know what the Asari light are about?
I can scroll to it real fast.
Yeah, because I don't have it. I guess I can scan through pages. Boy, go fuck yourself, Microsoft.
Your maximum effort is increased by 1, and you have to be a psychic or partial psychic to take it.
Okay. So no, instead, I think I'm gonna be human, because there was a bit where I was like, boy, I'm super strong, and maybe I'll pick like super con or something, and then it'll be like, well, that's just my alien physiology. I can also just say the gravity was great on my planet, and I have that entirely human advantage. So I think instead I'm going to take the human alt feat of authority and also pick up a lead of 0.
Okay, cool.
Coolio.
Who hasn't picked their focus yet?
I have not picked my my other focus. I have one more.
Okay.
I'm kind of torn between the different ones. Yeah.
While you're thinking, Daniel, I don't know what you're thinking, Andy, because we are getting close to it, but I think we should finish the stream by all rolling our hit points and having a laugh.
Yeah. We're not going to worry about the attack stuff. We can calculate that later. Armor. We can all. The rest of the stuff is kind of. I mean, it's important, but we can do it later. But I definitely want to roll everyone to roll hit points.
Yeah.
Okay, I might. Oh dear. I dropped my die. Yeah, I might decide this later. I can't pick.
Everyone roll 1d6.
I get
1d6
extra stuff on it.
You do, but you still roll a d6. 1d6.
6.
Oh,
Yes, 6.
Boom.
Shoot.
Well, that's not as fun.
No, I was really thinking we'd all do worse.
Liz got a 2.
All right.
Well,
That's why
is
you're
anyone
a pilot.
surprised? Magic finger.
Liz, you get to add your +0 constitution to your hit points. You have
Awesome.
2 hit points. Marty?
5.
5? You get to add your +0 constitution, so you have 5 hit points. Timothy got 6 + 1 is 7.
Bum, bum,
Daniel
bum.
got 6 plus
2, I think.
add 2.
A whopping 8 hit points.
A whopping 8
Because
hit
you're a
points.
warrior, right?
Yeah.
You get partial warrior.
Yeah, half warrior.
Yeah.
My dad was a warrior.
So, kind of the rest of the stuff we would normally determine. Attack bonus, which is for everyone who aren't warriors, half their level, rounded down. So
it's like 0?
It's like in 4th edition they did it where you just got half your level to it. So right now it's +0. You do
Mine's
add
+1.
more to it than that. Daniel's is +1 because he's a partial warrior. You do add more to it than that. You add, like, for instance, your shoot and your dexterity. But everyone, as you gain more levels, you get better at fighting people. You pick equipment, your total to hit bonus, which is what I just kind of talked about. If you've never if you have 0 shoot, you shoot with -2. You don't know, you're not battle hardened at all.
Yeah.
So system strain is our con bonus or our con score?
Which one is it? System strain?
System strain? I think that's like when we take a big hit or if we are healed suddenly. There's something that it's your physical resilience, I guess.
Where is that on the character sheet?
It's below hit points conditions on the sheet, adjacent to attributes and above saves, and also adjacent to skills.
That is not on the basic character creation thing, so I'd have to look up what it is.
Okay, sorry, I was just curious.
No problem. Your saving throws are determined by a 15 minus the best of your modifiers for strength or con for physical, dex or int for evasion, and whiz or charisma for mental, and it's a roll over.
Wait,
system.
minus? Oh, okay.
So the number is 15 minus.
So for instance, Timothy, your physical save would be 15 minus 1, so 14. And to make your save, you want to roll 14 up.
Okay, I see.
Interesting.
And then, armor class in there. If you don't wear armor, its AC is 10 plus dex.
For me, it's 15.
And if you have something that gives you something else. And then the last thing would be to name your character. Which we do not have to talk about right now if people want to wrap it up, and we can continue this at a later date.
Yeah, I kind of got to play this now, so we got to figure out time
me
for that.
too.
Okay.
But that's super interesting, and again, especially since this is all our first time with it, I can see that character creation is simple, but has a lot of little complexity in that. Like, I ended up with 5 skills at +0 and a couple of asterisks next to 1 or 2 from just that pass through. So yeah, it's that's neat. I'm interested in it.
Cool. I'm glad because I'm super hyped.
Me too.
Okay. Outros and plugs and such. Liz.
Hi, I'm Liz. I had really fun doing this. I like creating characters.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah. So plug this game.
Oh, thanks.
Marty.
Oh yeah. It's your boy. I'd like to plug the Twitch. They're having an all weekend fundraising speed run of fighting drone robots and some other stuff, and down with Vatican X.
Timothy.
Thanks for introducing us to this great game. I've decided to name my character Lucifer Marlove.
Lucifer?
Lucifer Marlove, yeah.
Can I
He's
call him
loosely
Lucy for
based
short?
on Christopher Marlowe, the playwright.
Yeah, I was wondering
who
if you were doing a
who was
Marlowe
spy.
thing.
So yeah,
yeah,
that's my unofficial name for him. So yeah.
And Daniel.
Hi, my name's Daniel. You can catch me on stuff. My Twitter is at lightningfast11. I have too many things to plug. And I'm thinking of just naming my character like Mandrake or something, or like Manny Drake.
Sure.
Manson, Drake Manson. Oh, yeah, that one works.
Drake Manson.
Drake Manson.
That's a good soap opera name. I like it.
Totally soap opera
Yeah.
doctor name. The
Drake
sinister
Manson.
doctor.
But it's
Drake
also
Manson.
a pun. It's also a pun
Yeah.
on Mandrake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buck Manstrong.
Big, large, huge.
Doctor, there's something. Oh God, what's with your face?
Physician heal thyself. Is that still a phrase in the future?
Ooh, snap!
Take a look.
Is vicious mockery a thing in this game? It is now.
It is now. Shots fired.
It didn't have to be this way.
My name is Andy Hatton. If you thought this was cool as I did, because I thought this was rad as hell, follow us on Twitch, and maybe we'll do more character creation streams in the future. And if you would like to check out Stars Without Number, the entire rules are available for free on DriveThruRPG. You can download a deluxe edition, which adds rules for things such as heroic characters. So you have more hit points, you have better skills. If you want to play more Star Wars than kind of Firefly, heroic characters. True artificial intelligence. society, mechs, and a bunch of other cool stuff. It's really great, but if you don't care about any of that or you just want to check out the system, it's free on DriveThruRPG. In addition, on the bundle of holding right now, you can get a great deal on the revised edition, deluxe edition. You get a printable GM screen, a game called Other Dust, which is this game but set on Earth, and it's very Fallout-y. That's like for I think $8.95 right now, and money goes to charity, so it's a great cause. But yeah, there's also a website called Sectors Without Number, which auto-generates sectors for you, which is rad as hell.
Cool.
Yeah, and follow me on Twitter. Next week, Task Force Unlikely is back in their creepy, not haunted, totally haunted mansion.
Was ghost boxing?
With
that
maybe
was a
ghost
thing.
boxing.
Shadow boxing. You could name this episode Shadow Boxing if you want.
Have a good night, everybody. And happy birthday again, Timothy.
Yay! Thank you for playing with me on my birthday.
Yeah.
Hi, Cat.